Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Gino Garcia. You're right next to a mic and you're using your full voice, Ms. Shorter, so I need you to whisper because you're right next to that mic. Oh, sorry. Thank you. This is 24-00948, council appearance.
George, on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
And Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Mr. Garcia, who's standing to my right.
Okay, Mr. Garcia was scheduled for sentencing today. See, I did not have a pre-sentence report because it says he did not appear for a pre-sentence interview.
Your Honor, in speaking with Mr. Garcia, I'm kind of confused as to what exactly happened. He claimed that he had got on Zoom to do the meeting. They didn't get through. He claimed that he spoke with them on the phone after the fact. Was waiting to hear back from them. He also stated that he went to Pat's to get an assessment, and Pat said, well, we have to have the paperwork from probation beforehand. At the end of the day, nothing got hit.
Is this a joke?
Got that. So that's what
He logged into Zoom for a meeting on the 31st and no one appeared?
No one appeared. My thing buffered for almost an hour.
Your thing buffered for almost an hour, so that means you had a technical issue?
Yeah, I guess.
Now you guess. You had a technical issue. Did you come in person?
No, I called. I called down.
And you spoke to who?
My probation officer actually picked up. I called probation because I didn't know
Who was your probation officer that you spoke to?
I never got his name, but when I called, he picked up and said I was supposed to be with him. And then, hey, we couldn't go forward with no process because he didn't have no paperwork from the floor, whatever.
From the 5th floor. He is on the 5th floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had some orders that was given to you. I spoke to you.
I mean,
wait a minute now. Your time to talk is over. You were here before me. I set this for sentencing. I gave you an order. I told you that you needed to report to pretrial services within 48 hours. If Dale can wait just a moment. If you can give me just a moment, because he's getting remanded into custody. I gave you orders to report to pretrial services or report to probation within 48 hours, and that you were to complete a substance abuse assessment in preparation for sentencing. We are setting sentences out 2 to 3 months. And in those last 2 to 3 months, I have nothing from you.
I did everything you asked.
Oh, well, you didn't, because I don't have a substance abuse assessment.
They won't let him take it.
Oh, okay. Well, guess what? We'll get it taken care of for you.
No
They'll be
problem.
remanded so we can get it done.
Yeah, she.
Everybody else comes in here with their assessment, don't have any problem. Did your other clients have these problems?
Well,
Look,
probation.
I'm not talking to you. Did your other clients have these problems where they can't go get an assessment at Pat's?
I don't recall that being an issue.
Because it's not.
I even got letters from Pat stating to tell y'all that I came to show.
Unless there's some confusion about him already being on probation versus
They were
being
saying something about
in
the paperwork
anticipation.
from the flip floor and never made it to.
The probation, the Pat's doesn't need to work with the fifth floor to do an assessment with you.
Probation or
You need to get an assessment and then you sign a release so that it goes
Yeah, they
to
can't-
our fifth floor, but you didn't even get an assessment.
I did. I went to the flip floor and did everything you told me.
No, the
I went to
assessment was not from the fifth floor. It was
The
that
assessment, the test.
you had to go get a substance
Yeah, they
abuse
wanted to give
assessment.
me assessment abuse about the paperwork from probation.
What
probation
paperwork?
officer. I don't know. They said they didn't know what to test me on to give me a test.
Well, if you had showed up and appeared at the time of your,
Zoom didn't work. And I
Zoom didn't work and you didn't appear in person. And you also think that it's appropriate to go back and forth with me too. When you didn't take care of what you were supposed to do since January. I'll reset this for April 24th at 9 a.m. By then, hopefully we'll have a substance abuse assessment and a completed pre-sentence interview. They'll meet with you while you're in the custody of the Ingham County Jail. Council appearance.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee appearing on behalf of Paula Jane Randall.
593, I do have a misdemeanor complaint here that alleges that you did allegedly commit the act in count 1 of retail fraud in the 3rd degree, and that you did, while Mara was open to the public, steal property of the store that was offered for sale at a price less than $200, contrary to MCL 750.356D4. Count one's a misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. Do you understand the charges read in both files and the maximum penalty?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Have you ever missed court in the past?
Only for, I got supposedly I had received a notice of failure to appear for another case, but I never received anything for that. That was for the court costs and fines for the assault and battery from back in 2000. That's the only one I know of.
So you can address bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. We would ask the court to consider that Ms. Randall has lived here in the Lansing area since she was approximately 3 years old. She is engaged and intends to continue to reside here in the Lansing area. She reports that her only prior criminal offense was an assault and battery that she was just talking about in the year 2000, which is fairly dated. And based on that, we would ask the court to consider a personal recognizance bond on her behalf.
You mean the assault and battery from 2008?
If
You're talking about?
you would have
It might
better
have been from
record
the-
than I would, Your Honor. Like I say, 2000 is what she reported to me, but 2008 was probably more accurate.
Yeah, but she should remember it because it's in collections. Let's see
Agreed.
here. She has a collection here. She owes over $2,100 on this collection matter.
Okay. I can make a payment on that tomorrow afternoon of $40.
Okay, give me just a moment. This
Yes,
is from 2008. Looks like there was assault and battery. She pled no contest to.
I also did 25 days for that.
That's why I'm reviewing the file. Well, you did 25 days after the judge had to terminate your probation because you failed to comply. Then there's a 2013 file of identity theft. That probation was also terminated for failure to comply. So that explains why the collections is as high. It's more than one file. So you owe $2,101. You were supposed to be on a payment plan, but you've not made a payment. It looks like since 2013. When are you gonna pay this?
I can pay a payment tomorrow afternoon for sure
How much?
of $40 is the most I can do. And then again, another payment on Sunday.
Are you employed? You say you're not employed.
Oh, ma'am, I donate twice a week.
Okay, so you're donating what, blood, plasma? What are you donating?
Plasma.
You're gonna make payments off the money that you're donating, getting
Yes,
from
ma'am.
donating?
Yes, ma'am.
But you don't
Every
have a
week.
house. But you don't have a house. You say you don't have a working phone. Let's see. And then did you turn yourself in on these warrants, or were you picked up on something?
No, I was picked up at my fiance's building because we were going to be sleeping in the hallway, and a neighbor had called and made a complaint.
You can address bond any further, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. In light of the recently shared information, we would ask the court to consider that she's definitely not a flight risk. She is working to survive right now, lost her full-time employment job and is looking for another one. And we would just ask the court to consider that in setting bond.
I don't know that she'll be leaving the state of Michigan, and that's what you mean, flight risk. But not returning to court is also considered flight. And if you know you got outstanding obligations and or pending actions, which these matters have been pending since 2022. And I have reason to believe she was aware of that. I don't know why she lost her employment a year ago, but I don't know how you're looking for a job, but you don't know you have warrants.
Ma'am, I just lost my in-home care patient of 14 years last February. I donate twice a week. I am able to.
I understand that, but you lost your job a year ago?
Yes, I just recently lost my job.
So it can't be last February and that's considered recent. Last February was a year ago.
Yes, I know that. He's been gone a year as of February 5th of this year.
Okay, so then that's not, you didn't lose your job last year and it's recent. If this was a year ago, what have you done in the last year to find work?
I've had 14 years of in-home care service up until last year.
What have you done? I didn't ask you that.
Mhm.
What have you done in the last year to find a job?
I just recently lost my job. That's what I'm saying. I have not been able to go out and look for a job right now due to not having an address to use. I had a mailing address. I cannot use that mailing address because the gentleman's been sending my mail back. So I didn't know anything about the court hearings or anything from 2022 at all.
That's not what I asked. That's not what I'm asking you, because now you're telling me that you can't get a job. You can't get a job because you don't have an address?
It's not that I can't get a job. I have not been able to go out to look for one due to I have walking pneumonia. I just found out I have walking pneumonia. I have not been able to go out to look for a job, another job, because I'm in the process of getting my new documents like my ID, my social security card, my birth certificate. Due to moving, I've lost all that information, Your Honor.
Right, but this has been a year that you say you lost your job. What have you done in that last year to be in the process of doing those things?
Going through all the agencies that I can to get the information that I'm needing so I can look for a place.
Which agencies? Which agencies?
EHS, my former worker at the Advent House. I'm trying to get in contact with her to get my documentation that she has on file so I can find another job and find another place to live at. Me and my fiance are also in the process of trying to find something for us to move to because we can no longer be at his aunt's house.
Who was your contact at Advent House? What's their name?
Ty. I do not know her last name.
Ty?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you been trying to get in contact with Ty?
I've been calling the Advent House to get her number. They have not been able to leave it to me yet. They have not spoke to her yet. I do have her information somewhere in some of my belongings that's still at my fiance's aunt's apartment. I was residing with my.
If I told you that Ty has not worked at Advent House in over a year, would that surprise you?
No, it will not.
But why, if you contacted Advent House, why wouldn't they have told you that?
They have told me that she doesn't work there. She works from home. They do have her cell number, but they have to locate the cell number.
Okay. A bond and file number 1593 is set in the amount of 200 cash surety. A bond and file number ended in 594 also set in the amount of 200 cash surety. While out on bond, you have the following conditions. You must report to all of your future court dates. You are not to purchase or possess drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're not to possess a firearm, ammunition, or weapon of any kind. Okay, and then we'll have the matter for your collections set out for a show cause on the date of your pretrial so that we can address that at that time, okay?
All right.
You do need to get back on a payment plan, but I don't think that you need to donate plasma to do that. I think you need to get a job to do that. So
Well, I
we'll address
do-
that at another time.
But I can, like I said, I will make a payment tomorrow for sure.
Okay, any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing further. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're all set, sir.